What's up, everyone? So today we have I believe it's a Troy belt, or something that looks very close to a Troy belt. Obviously this is not the stock motor, but the complaint is that it was running, stopped, and they put some oil in the transmission, which, if I remember correctly, is not the easiest thing to do on one of these because the gear oil is pretty thick. But in addition to that, they put some in and they noticed it was leaking. It's leaking from behind here. So we're gonna have to take off this cover and then see what's happening there. More likely than not, the seals are just bad. I would hope it's not cracked. If it is cracked, that'd be unfortunate. We potentially could repair that. It's just not the easiest thing in the world to do. But after that, we're going to clean the carb, because that is happening. It's not usually good. I have a carb kit for it. I have gear oil for it. I have the correct seals for the tines. So if I do need to use them, I can. If I don't, well, I don't really know a scenario when I wouldn't have to use them, because if we're taking it off, better to replace them. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. What I'm going to do now, because this is pretty much the size of my table, so it's a little hard to put you down. Take off these two, the other one's right there, and then these 4 screws, and if memory serves me correctly, I think that's the only thing holding this whole cover on. So I'm going to do that, and then we will take a look what's underneath. Definitely tell it's been leaking, so I think the seals. I think we're going to need more power. Try this one. There we go. Those are stripped. I'm pretty sure I didn't do that just right now. It's no good. Oh yeah. Okay, there we go. Definitely a tad gooey in there. There's the key, and it's, yeah. Well, at least with the oil leaking out, it should be easy to take a lot of this stuff out. Let's put this somewhere safe. Get a towel and clean up a little bit. So the seal doesn't look horribly bad, but it definitely has its wear. My concern is these threads and this nut. I mean, I guess it kind of goes on there. There is a little bit of a hole there. Definitely needs to come out. So let's go ahead and do that. So I saved you the installation and removal, but I removed the old one. This is the new one. Just took like a small pipe, went over the end of it, pushed it in, you can just take like a hammer and very softly get it started, and then use something to just kind of seat it down. That's generally what I do. In addition to that, on the outside only, I did put a little bit of RTV just to help with the sealing. Now, usually you would only have to do one of these if it's leaking. I mean, you should do both, but if you see one side's leaking, you know it should be a pretty good to go next, but I don't. So I'm gonna go do the other side. Other side's exactly the same way. Just gonna take the new seal, which, anyway, that's what these are. Yeah. So to take it out, do whatever you need to do. To be honest, take a drill a small hole, then take like a screw, and then try to screw it in there. That's what I did. Maybe the other side I'll show it, but sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you have to get creative. Just whatever you do, don't damage the side or the shaft. Now, I think the reason why this one is because there was a small gouge right about here, which is half the reason why I put the RTV, so it can be clean and sealed. So I think this was the second time this has been done, especially since the end of the rod over here has been stripped. So I think whoever did this before either gouged it taking it out or just didn't put it in right. I don't know. But either way, I'm going to put this in just a little bit further, not much. It should be pretty flush with the rest of it, and it should be okay. So I'm going to go do the other side and be right back. So I wanted to show that these threads were pretty much trashed. I don't even know where oh, here it is. You can see. In there, the threads are basically gone. So I decided to cut some new threads on there. Well, yeah, new threads. So now a new bolt, which, yeah, is a little smaller, will fit right on there. So I'm gonna go ahead. I did remove this other side to get started, but I wanted to do this first because this end is too light to support the engine on the other side without tipping over or having some type of support. So you're going to want at least one of these on there, and I just wanted to secure this properly before I did that. So I'm going to go ahead and put this, the washers and everything on. I think that's all that went on there. Yeah. So wanted to put all that on there, sink it down real nice and tight. I might cut another thread or two in there. I don't think I quite got it all the way, but yeah. So I'll go ahead and finish this and do the other side. Let's see if I can do this on camera. Now, the rule of thumb for this is this. One of these are going to be easy, the other one is not. I'm just hoping that we did not run into the easy one already, because it wasn't that easy. So let's give this a pull. Uh-oh. Let's move you out of the harm's way. Hopefully that's far enough out of harm's way. Oh, I don't see this working out very well for us. At least it started to come out. Let's put this back in. Let's try this side, just at a different angle. Nope. Well, I might drill another hole. It sometimes helps. The problem is you don't want to like drill all the way through. Let me do that real quick. I knew it. Huh. It's definitely on its way out. At this angle. And it just goes right back where it was before. I think that's pretty much the end of the seal. So, okay, so I took a flathead, and where I drilled a hole, I hit it where it was exposed and punctured the hole, and I just pried on it. Not the best idea, but I got the job done. So now, here we are. Now, I have to install the other one. Something else I noticed when putting this side back on is this side did not have a lock washer on it. At least I can't find one. So I think whoever took it off also didn't put a lock washer on it. The other side did. I noticed when I was putting it back on, just stacking back on, that there was one. I found an extra one, put it on there, torque this down, so it should be good to go now. Let me put the cover back on and we'll start the carb. Put the tines on, put the cover on, all that's done. Check the oil, it's a little low, but it's not too bad. I'll put some more in after we're done with this. It's just normal gear oil. What is this? 7/16? Yes. That's one good thing about the Cumsies. Pretty much guarantee you're not going to be using a metric anything. Which, don't get me wrong, I don't mind metric. It's just sometimes it's annoying when you have like an engine and metric and everything else on it, like standard. It's like, or imperial, whatever you want to go off of. So, having both the same is pretty convenient. let that rest there. And this one, there's only one hole on the throttle, so we don't have to worry about remembering which one went where. Okay. Need to undo the fuel line, which may require this to come off. Maybe over here. There we go. Oh, it broke. So, usually when your fuel clamp breaks, your fuel line probably needs to be replaced. Let me turn it off though, I think there's still gas in it. Put a pair of vice grips on it. It's going to leak a little bit, but not much. Get off there. Okay, looks like we have a carb to work on. Fuel doesn't look half bad. Half bad. Now, I know the person that has this. And I know for a fact he uses non-ethanol. I know this because I get it for him. Or at least I go with him. This bowl seal is a little petrified. Let's take this out. I would really have preferred if this was the type of carb where you can adjust it. Those are nice. But I think this is a little bit too new for that type of carb. You could put one in there. And it falls on the floor. No, it's in there. Don't want to damage. There's another seal in there. But I don't care if I damage this, because I have another one. Okay, I'm going to clean this up a little bit and put it in cleaner for about 10 minutes. Got this carb kit, well, kind of a carb kit. It's a Stens 631021B. I'm hoping I can use that. I think I can. At the very least, I know I can use part of it. Give it a nice thick bowl seal. Let's do valve seat first. There's a side of the ridge and side that's flat. You're going to want to put the flat side down and the ridge into the carb. May need a little oil. There we go. Push down and release. Have a new needle. Which, if this was a knockoff carb kit, I wouldn't even bother with this, but it's a pretty good one, so I'm going to put anything on there I can. Get the dirt off of this. Thinking it was this one now. Yeah, there we go, that's better. That big old smudge right there. Clean, clean, clean. Perfect. Yeah, it should be raised a little bit. So, in there, there's a little tab. Just bend a little to adjust this. That's better. You want it almost level to like the bottom of the float with the body of the carb. Or if you have this tool, probably did it a little too much. Too much, you just press it down. That should be good. Now, that emulsion tube. There's something on the emulsion tube. There we are. So your battery's flashing. There's this little hole right there. You want to make sure that you're not, that's open. If it's not, then you're going to have problems. So that's one thing you do want to double check besides just a normal jetting. Take our nice new bowl seal. Come on. There we go. Bowl seal on. Nice and secure. Now this little cutaway or bend is the back. So the bowl does go on a certain way. You also want to look at the bowl real quick because sometimes they do develop a hole. If that's the case, you want to replace it. You'll think that your float isn't floating and it just oozing fuel everywhere. And the next thing you know, you're just about to murder something, and it was something simple. Same thing with this jet. Make sure it's very, very clean. I know most of these things don't idle. This will, but even at full throttle, the idle jet provides fuel, so a full throttle can run lean. I replaced the fuel line. I need to replace your battery. I'm going to put this on, and then we'll give it a shot. Everything should be done. Fuel is good. Put some new stuff in there. Fuel filter is still good. Oil, topped it off. It was clean. New plug though. I'd also put a little gear oil in there. That took forever. And carb obviously redone. I make sure that you are in freewheel for this, otherwise it's going to go for a ride for you. So keep that in mind. Let's give it a try. It's about half throttle. Okay, well, I'd consider that a success. That adjustment is for the high RPM, and then the one actually on the carbs for the idle. I'm not going to put like a meter on it or anything. It should be good to go. So, I think we're set. Okay, so if you were having a leaking transmission, you know, keep this in mind. Also the carb. The right way to test this is going to be in the garden, of course, but it's still too wet. It rained all day yesterday, and it's only at the beginning of middle of March now. So for another couple weeks, that's why I want to do it now. But I have no issue. I've saw those work before. Okay. Well, like we see, definitely subscribe. Put a thumbs up, and I'll catch you on the next one. Leave a comment below. Good night.